Alright, well, track day number 1 in the books. My very first time on an actual paved track besides autocross. I've done one autocross event before. I gotta say, I'm quite tired, spent. I didn't expect just a regular track day to be that energy consuming. I mean, we did run 6 sessions at 20 minutes each, and the first 3 we had a course car, or the instructor in his car, running ahead of us, kind of showing us the line and where and when to pass. And then the last 3 sessions we were left to ourselves, and it was hot. I was pushing the car to its limit, basically. I could smell the brakes, tires were squealing, but it was good. I somewhat overdrove the car, which is kind of a bad habit of mine. I do this in rallycross too, and in stage rally. But I try to pull myself back every time I caught myself, and just ease off the throttle a little bit more, and just focus more on putting a clean line in, rather than overdriving, getting the brakes hot and squealing the tires in every turn and getting all squirrely. There was 2 little moments where I was messing with the brake bias on the go, and the rear end kicked out on me a little bit. Nothing crazy though. Nothing crazy happened today. Car ran really well, except I do have one issue with the car, which I believe it's something to do with the ECU. I can't blip the throttle when I'm trying to downshift. There's just no response there. The engine pulls well otherwise. There's no other issues. It doesn't hesitate. But when I'm coming down a straight and the RPMs are dropping as I'm pushing the clutch, for whatever reason, when I blip the throttle, nothing happens. I think it's something to do with the ECU. I'd love to put a standalone on this car. I know we could squeeze a little bit more power out of it and better throttle response. But overall, I'm very happy actually with how it performed. The suspension being stock actually took it really well. I did hear a comment from one of the drivers behind me that one of my rear tires was lifting in the turns, which is pretty common for the VWs with solid axle beams. This car does have the GTI beam in it with the built-in sway bar, but even so, we're still at stock ride height, so there's going to be a little bit of body roll there. But overall, it felt really firm. I gotta say, these Bilstein HD, I'm running the yellow Bilsteins on this car, and they're fairly new, so they work really well, even on stock springs. I definitely could use more brakes. I had to conserve my speed a little bit on the straights and slow down early and downshift, and not get them too hot. There was another car there, an Evo, that his brakes were just completely smoking, so it wasn't quite so bad on my car, but I could definitely start to smell them, and had a little bit of brake fade on a couple of the fast turns there. So yeah, it was good overall. The steering quickener is actually not bad. Makes for a little bit of a twitchy input. Not really an issue, but noticeable was the very strong setup diff. Lots of preload on that diff, and lots of bite when I get on the gas. Even in braking, you really feel it on the downshifts, and you let the clutch out, it bites. And yeah, after 20 minutes, my hands, my arms were getting tired of just holding that steering wheel and fighting the torque of the engine with the quickener. Well, it's a 1.5 to 1 quickener, so it makes it feel a little bit heavier than it otherwise would. But yeah, overall it was great. I learned a lot. I definitely got smoother there towards the end, especially my last run. I backed off and just focused on getting clean lines. So I had a ton of fun. Thank you to the organizers and Mission Raceway for putting this on, and I hope I'll get back out there again. They're planning on running more of these events, and maybe we'll bring the Rally Civic next time. Who knows?